Bit up. We're live. Hi, look. Check out the necklace, guys. Come on. TCB. So, woo, God, flipping hell. You don't even know how hot I have been today. My bloody hair's a mess. I still need to dye it and cut it. It's windy, so my hair's going to get even worse. And yeah, you know the score, guys. I've even got my trunks on. Guys. So defending Elvis Presley. Hi, Karen. Sorry, I got my top off. It's too hot. We have been in the sweltering heat for I don't know, 6 hours. Whew, God. You can't tell, but I've got all sticky sand all over me. Got me necklace on, guys. Look at that. Taking care of business. Team Elvis. So, right, what we're going to do, we're going to have a sly little walk. Hi, Stacey. I've definitely caught the sun. Oh, let's move over. Oh yes, the boy races in England. When you get the teenagers driving around in their cars, we call them boy racers. What do you call them in America? Hey guys, what do you call them in America? Hi Angie. Woo, yes. So it's a weird one because it's windy and really hot. The wind is warm. My hair, because it's been in the sand, it's pretty tough, so it's holding up to the wind. The wind isn't blowing my hair around as much. I haven't had a chance to notify anyone. I thought I'd do a speed walk. How is everyone? Defending Elvis Presley. So just a little update. Obviously, you guys got me this lovely necklace made by Lowell Hayes. I forget the name now. Lowell Hayes. Yeah, I know, I'm so lucky and I love it. Come on, if you're an Elvis fan, you're gonna like this necklace. So, it's funny because a year ago, this is the truth, guys. A year ago, I only had 2 books that I hadn't, no, actually, no, that's not true. 3 books. I had 3 Elvis books that I hadn't read for years and years. Hi, Joanne. So I hadn't read my books. One of them was Elvis and Me. The other one was Priscilla Elvis and Me. And the other one was an army book. Hi, Ness. So, yeah, do you see that comment that old tabloid pic I sent you, Ness? I'd never seen it before. It's the first time I'd ever seen it. That's why I sent it you. Yeah, that's it. You got it, Deborah. Only $1 ago. $1 to be a member. Come on. Peanuts. Thanks, Deborah. So a year ago, I had 3 books that I've had. Those 3 books I've had for about 30 years. 30 years. And a year ago, look at how things have changed, guys. Let me just get past. I reckon I've got about 30 books. 30 books now. I think. Most of them sent by you guys. I have bought a few. Hi, Jamie. I have bought a few books. I've got a load of DVDs sent to me. I've had, obviously, key rings, and I've had books sent to me from Graceland, and I've had an Oscar award for most dramatic YouTube channel. I've had an award sent by Karen for all the hard work that we do at Team Elvis. And we've come a long way in a year, guys. I've made so many friends, of course, Team Elvis this massive growing family that we've created. Then I've actually interacted with people that knew Elvis. Like even today, guys, Mindy Miller commented on one of our posts. Did any of you see that? Mindy Miller liked one of our posts. So how good is that? That Mindy Miller is reading our posts on defending Elvis on Facebook. Did any of you notice, guys? Karen, did you notice that Mindy Miller had been on our defending Elvis Facebook page? She has joined our live before, actually. I am definitely a fan of Mindy Miller. Again, she is a defender of Elvis. Yeah, you go and have a look, guys. On Defending Elvis Facebook page, Mindy Miller has been on there. So, she's on my friends as well. Yeah, so Karen hasn't seen it. Go and check it out. But I love it that we have, you know, I've actually spoke to Mindy Miller a few times. She's been very kind to me, Mindy Miller. She defends Elvis, guys. She tells beautiful stories about Elvis. She has the best memories of Elvis, yeah? You won't hear Mindy Miller trashing Elvis. You won't hear it. This is also why I like Ginger Oldham, because you won't hear her trashing Elvis. She's very careful what she says. She cares about how the fans feel. Hi, Frederick. Yeah, very hot in England, but the wind's kicked in. Hi, Jane. The wind's kicked in, so it's a nice, it's not cold, it's warm, but it's really nice, yeah? This is one of the things I'm doing now. I'm looking for the people that are defending Elvis. I'm actually looking for them. Like, I'm on about well-known people, as well-known YouTube channels, as well as YouTubers that support Elvis. All right, mate. So, so one of the neighbors. So, now Mindy Miller, the comment that she posted on, surprisingly, was actually someone discussing the book Elvis Presley and the Memphis Mafia. So, interesting. I won't go too into that, but Mindy Miller, if you watch us, thank you so much. We support you. You're a true defender of Elvis. You really did know the true Elvis, Mindy Miller. I know that, you see, this is the thing, guys. You have the people that were in Elvis's life. The comment that I posted on Defending Elvis Facebook page was by someone called Caroline. Not the usual Caroline. Hi, Terry. A different Caroline. And she regularly posts on our Defending Elvis Facebook page. There's quite a few people that use the Defending Elvis Facebook page. You know, we've got over 10,000 followers on that page now. There's quite a few that don't watch our YouTube live streams. They like to comment on the Defending Elvis Facebook page. Now I've been doing this a lot for the last 3 weeks. If I see a comment on our YouTube channel, I put it on our Facebook. There's quite a few of you, like Elizabeth has done some really good comments, so has Karen. I think there's quite a few that I don't know how many of you have noticed. Hi, Elizabeth. So yeah, Elizabeth, I've transferred a few of her comments from our YouTube channel comments. I transfer them over to Facebook because they're just so good. Elizabeth's comments are like, wow. Go and read Elizabeth's comments. Elizabeth, I'm going to embarrass you now. Go and read Elizabeth's comments on our YouTube channel, but also on Defending Elvis, the Facebook page. They blow you away. These comments are heartfelt and take, I would say, a long time to piece together, to think through. They're very thoughtful, heartfelt comments that really take some intelligence, but also some compassion and some empathy seriously, guys, a lot of you are posting some extraordinary stuff. Even Karen, who has been reading Dr. Forrest Tennant's book, and she sent me it, and we're going to start discussing it soon. We're going to discuss her voicemail that she sent us after she's spent some time understanding the book. The whole point of the book is that man, Dr. Forrest Tennant, has some insider knowledge of the autopsies, all of the medical evidence. It was all concerning Dr. Nick's trial. And I think Dr. Forrest Tennant was giving evidence in that trial, if I'm getting it right. So because of it, he kept all the documents. Hi, Crystal. He kept all the documents. It's all right, Elizabeth, you deserve it. So I think Joanne was saying, how does Dr. Forrest Tennant know all this? It's because he was involved in that trial. He's a high-profile physician, isn't he, Dr. Forrest Tennant? So he had all the evidence that was being used in the trial with Dr. Nick, because at one point they were gonna, I think they were thinking of prosecuting Dr. Nick with murder, manslaughter, yeah? Attempted manslaughter, whatever it is. And I think eventually, as the evidence started to come out, the medical evidence, they changed their minds, and it was more of a incorrectly prescribing prescription medication. It changed, didn't it? And then I think later on there were other Dr. Nick had other problems with other celebrities over prescribing, and he did get in more trouble later. But the reason Dr. Forrest Tennant has all this information, Karen, I just missed that. Say it again. You have to be quick because it only lets me read it for a few seconds. But the reason, I think eventually Dr. Nick got in more trouble, didn't he? Yeah, look at that, guys. Woohoo! Yay, TCB. So eventually, Dr. Nick carried on getting in more problems, didn't he? But do you know, I've done a few things concerning Dr. Nick in the past, some live streams and some videos. He did love Elvis. And I think a few people have said this. I think it might have been Matthew at Hillbilly Cat. But the problem with Dr. Nick is there was a financial benefit to him concerning Elvis. I think even Elvis had loaned him money as well. This is when things get complicated. I also think that Dr. Nick was a bit soft with Elvis. Prosecution terms tried. Elvis had no... Oh, sorry, the comments are just shooting by. I'm really sorry, yeah? Just try and say them again and I'll try and read them. So, my point is I just think Dr. Nick was in over his head. I think, you know, he'd been around for a while looking after Elvis. Someone told me that his first job with Elvis was saddle sores, yeah? And he was helping Elvis on the movie sets. Of course, Elvis wasn't anywhere near as sick as he eventually became, yeah? Now, this book that Karen has sent me, I was actually really surprised. When I started reading through it, I think Karen probably felt the same way. It's a very easy book in the way it's easy to read. Prosecution said Elvis had no illnesses that needed medication. Right. That's interesting because Elvis had no illnesses that needed medication. I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that, but what do you think, Karen? Look, let's be honest, guys. Elvis was desperate to try and get better, to not have pain, to soothe himself, to sleep, to have energy. You know, Elvis was trying anything really to get through the day, don't you think? So, a desperate man relying on doctors, but the doctor had a financial benefit as well. So it's all a mess, innit? It's all a mess. The people around Elvis, the people looking after Elvis, the people that were close to him leading up to his death, we have many questions. Tennant showed all his evidence, yes. And we're going to start to go through these bits and bobs. I think we're going to have some very interesting live streams with that book. I also think it's going to be quite upsetting. I know that Karen cried her eyes out reading it. I think Karen has also ordered a medical book so she can cross-reference a lot of the things that she learnt whilst reading that book. I'm so pleased that she sent me it. It's probably one of the best books that have been sent to me, isn't it? From the point of view of trying to understand how Elvis felt, what he went through, his medical problems, how he was medicated. One of the most interesting parts of that book is... All right, Joanne, yeah, Mr. Universe, woohoo! Joanne, you're being cheeky. There are some upsetting things in there. One of the most interesting things that you will notice is all of the hospital admissions. It breaks them down one by one. I think there's 7 or 8 pages of them. In every one it describes Elvis's symptoms, the medication that he was given, why he went into hospital. It also describes things that Elvis did. Like sometimes he would order out for food, sometimes Elvis would receive packages, people would bring things in. So you're gonna learn the good and the bad. It's warts and all type, but it's a book that's gonna shock, but it's also a book that's gonna open our eyes. We have to keep an open mind. We have to accept that Elvis was very sick. Now, according to the book, Elvis had started to become very sick from 1967. Is that, Karen, is that right? Till the day he died. So Elvis wasn't just unwell in the last 2-3 years. He was unwell for 10 years. How many people even know that? Isn't it the strange, you know, I've forgotten the name now, the strange medical saga of Elvis Presley? Isn't that it? Yeah, there we are, Karen. So, this is why we're called Defending Elvis, yeah? How many people actually know that Elvis was that sick? Operation with his colon, but declined it. Yes, and I've heard this many times. There was an operation with his colon that was declined. They were worried. You know, it's Elvis Presley. Do you know what? Are they going to start cutting him up? They're not going to do it, are they, guys? They're not going to do it. Who knows if it was a decision? Who knows, guys? But the sad truth is, Elvis was sick. Elvis was sick. Now, I do think from what Karen was telling me that the prescription medication did make him even more sick. Yeah. Caused problems with his colon, caused inflammation, helped block up his arteries. You know, his diet helped block up his arteries. Yeah, it really makes a big thing of the head trauma. Thanks, Tonya. Is that Nat TV as well? But they said if blockage had been removed, it would reoccur at a different point. Right, there we are. That's what Karen has read. Don't forget, inflammation can be caused by many things, but definitely by the side effects of steroids. You know, Elvis would have been taking some very strong steroids for his constipation. You know, there were reasons why his colon had been enlarged. Don't forget a twisted colon. But the head injury has been blamed for many things. Karen, what year was the head injury? Do you remember? Do you know what the year was? Was it 67, the head injury? They do say that the head injury was a turning point for Elvis. Had a real problem. Hi, Nat TV. He suffered, yeah, the head trauma. I think they call it TBI, don't they? It's something brain injury. What was it again? It was traumatic brain injury. Is that what it was called? Yeah, 1967. So you have to weigh that in. See, this is the problem. I keep saying this. This is why we're called Defending Elvis. Yeah, and that is the public, the general public, just get the feeling that as Elvis got older, he relied more on drugs. Wanted to get high, wanted to get stoned, just for the sake of getting high and stoned. They have no idea that Elvis was sick. They have no idea that Elvis was sick, and very sick, and had been sick for years, for more than 10 years, I would say. Because if you look at the other book, Sally Hoddle's book from here, Sally Hoddle's book, Destined to Die Young, her book will say, am I right in saying this? Her book will say that Elvis was very sick from childhood. I think Dr. Forrest Tennant's book tends to go more from the head injury onwards, doesn't it? I think. Is that right, Karen? Dr. Forrest Tennant's book tends to blame everything on the head injury, where Sally Hoddle's book goes further back into his childhood. Hi, Andrew. We're all learning as we go. At the end of the day, we're not researchers, are we? We're just having a chat, a discussion, and then we're just trying to work it out, aren't we? So I had a case of study where Elvis's health, and they pointed out the head trauma. Yeah, the head trauma seems to have been a massive thing for Elvis. And I think, didn't the head trauma happen during filming, and they had to stop filming for a month? Is that right? Yeah, so Jen, he had health issues as a child. Obviously, he sleepwalked, didn't he? When he read the notes, he wondered how Elvis was still going at 40. Dr. Forrest Tennant thought that. Hi, Teresa, how are you? Now, remember why we discuss these things. Teresa, for you. Remember why we discuss these things. We do it from the point of view of defending Elvis. We're trying to let the world know. We're trying to let the world know that Elvis was sick. He wasn't a drug addict. He wasn't just trying to get high. This is what we're trying to do, yeah? This is our way of defending. We're saying to the world on our YouTube channel, Defending Elvis, we're saying to the world, you're wrong about him. He's been unfairly portrayed. He wasn't a junkie. This is what we're saying to the world. We're saying to the world, Elvis was chronically sick. He was really sick. This is why he needed his prescription medication. A desperate man turning to his doctors for help. Now, did Elvis abuse the prescription medication? Probably. Was Elvis addicted to some of it? Probably. Yeah, he hit his head on the bath in 1967. Hi, Terry. Now, did Elvis also take medications from other places? I think it mentions it in the book, in Dr. Forrest Tennant's book. I think it says packages would come in. Did Elvis sometimes go through phases of binging on certain foods? I think this would happen, yeah? There's a lot of factors to weigh up here, but the bottom line is, he was in pain, he couldn't sleep, he had serious colon problems, he was overworked, seriously overworked, had no energy. In the 70s, he was doing 2-3 shows a day. Like Ness says, he was in pain, he worked constantly, he didn't do anything he would do anything to feel better. You got it, because when you're in pain, you're desperate, and you will over-medicate. because you're desperate, because you're hurting. You want to soothe the pain. You want to get through the day. It was very secret. It was very hidden. The public didn't know how much pain Elvis was in. Could you imagine some of the concerts that Elvis did in the 70s, in the late 70s, you know, the mid part of the 70s? He was in pain. I would say there's a possibility going on the head trauma. So the, you know, the incident where he bashed his head on the bath. I would say even in the 68 comeback, it's possible that he was in pain. He got medical treatment and rested for a few weeks. Yeah, after he hit his head, yeah? Karen, do you think Elvis was in pain on the 68 comeback special? It's a question for Karen, because Karen has read the book in more detail than I have. I haven't had a chance to read it yet properly. But Karen, do you think Elvis was in pain on the 68 comeback special? Because I think he was. I think Elvis, even then, was covering it up a bit. Didn't have the same knowledge they have now in medicine and medications in general. Thanks, Nat TV. Yeah, that's true. I refuse to take any painkillers unless they are unbearable. Even like ibuprofen is bad for the kidneys. Yeah, it's true. Frederick, it's true. Yes. So Karen says yes. Yeah, I thought so. I thought you would, Karen. He must have been in pain, because if you look at the medical records, he was suffering even in the 60s. I believe, let's have a look. Elvis had a cut above his right eye in 1964. I believe it was whilst filming. Okay, thanks, Terry. That was what I said earlier, to do it right. The way he moved on the 68, he looked like he was in pain. Right, okay, that's Nessa, thank you. Okay, please subscribe to Nessa's Facebook page, because I use a lot of Nessa's research on my Defending Elvis Facebook page, so please subscribe to him. Hi, Anna. Also, please subscribe to Terry on his channel. Terry, give your channel a shout out. There's a few channels we're supporting lately. You're welcome, Nessa. Now, there's a few channels. We've got Hillbilly Cat Matthew. He's been helping me. And then we've got Richie Boy's channel, Memphis Flash. We must give Memphis Flash Richie. We must give Richie Boy a shout out. He's not with us at the moment. That's right, he had intestinal problems as well as many other things, and as early as then. Come on, what would we have done? Seriously, guys, what would we have done if we were in pain, the kind of pain that Elvis had? We'd be hammering our doctors, wouldn't we? We'd be on the phone to our doctors saying, please give me painkillers. You think about how we react when we have toothache. We just have toothache, we scream our heads off. Do you agree with that, guys? Even toothache, we're all going crazy about it. Even a bad headache. You get a bad migraine. I think, Karen, have you been getting migraines? You get a bad migraine, you're desperate, guys. You want painkillers. You demand them. Oh, that's good. Elvis History, please subscribe to him. Well done, mate. Keep up the hard work. So the bottom line is, guys, we're going to have to start trying to understand the book. Right, it was very hush-hush regarding his drug taking before he died. Dr. Nick was very clever. Thanks, Andrew. I don't think the public were aware, really, properly aware, until really not that long before Elvis died. I think there were rumors in the tabloids. Look, like I said, I have the same spinal cord disease and I'm in pain every day. There we are, see? And what do you do when you're in pain? You want your painkillers. I get it. I would do it. If I was in pain, I'd be wanting my painkillers. Elvis' body has the tolerance to meds. Over time, he doesn't get any relief and the dose goes up. There we are, Jen. What do you do when you're in pain? If one tablet doesn't do it, you take 2. If 2 tablets doesn't do it, you take 3. You get it? If you're in pain and a pill helps relieve the pain, you're going to take them. That's it, Nessa. I think the cutbacks on prescription... Oh, sorry, I missed that comment. But Elvis was a human being. A human being trying to get through the day with loads of medical problems and in lots of pain, that was being overworked. The pressure that was on Elvis was unbelievable. Unbelievable. So many hundreds of people were relying on Elvis for money, for a payday. Elvis wanted to keep the fans happy. Elvis was overworked by Colonel Tom Parker. The whole thing is so complex. And this is why we do Defending Elvis, because the world thinks Elvis was just some junkie that was binging on burgers. It is so unfair. It really upsets me just how unfairly Elvis is portrayed. All the time, everywhere, wherever I look. It could be on TV, on the internet, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. Doesn't really matter where it is, in the tabloids. And this has been going on for 40 years. And the people that you would really not want to trash Elvis do. Yeah, no names mentioned, can't be bothered to name people. The people that shouldn't have trashed Elvis, let him down, betrayed him, said things they didn't need to say. It's really upsetting, yeah? So when people sort of tell me off for defending Elvis, I'm like, are you serious? I can't believe it when people don't defend him. It's like last night I was watching Susanna Lee, you know, his co-star. An old interview of hers came up. I think it was about 10 years ago. And I just love her. I love the way that she just naturally defends Elvis. She just naturally says how lovely he is. There's no need to mention prescription medication or eating habits. Nothing. She just naturally defends him. Mindy Miller is one of them that does that. It just comes quite natural to defend him. We do that at Team Elvis. We naturally defend Elvis, don't we? Someone talks about Elvis, we defend him, yeah? We don't feel the need to bring up all the negative crap that is unfair. So, you know, we do get defensive. We hear people saying things that are just not true, and it upsets us. So does anyone think the reason, blah, 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 on, that, all right, you're on about sealed autopsy. Right, you are so right. Sometimes interviews go wrong with the wrong facts. That's it, Andrew. But I get what Frederick's comment is, that, you know, this thing about the autopsy being released, I think in 2027. I have read that every single bit of information concerning this so-called sealed autopsy is already out there, that we're not going to be told anything new. Yeah, you go on YouTube, guys. Susanna Lee, her interviews are brilliant, and her daughter is great. She supports our channel. She sent me she has sent me Susanna's book. I'm waiting for it. It's taken a few weeks. I think it's coming from America, but I'm a big fan of her daughter. Is it Natalia Lee? She's amazing. But come on, the people that want to defend Elvis are amazing. They really stand out. I really notice them. The people that just naturally defend Elvis. Darby Shaw, Kimberly was a great one. Nessa does it. Amy Collett does it. Obviously we do it. The natural defenders of Elvis wouldn't have been, you know, I'll be honest with you guys, Billy Stanley does it now. He's a defender of Elvis, Billy Stanley, and his book is great. The Faith of Elvis. So you get it, guys. There we are. Look, autopsy results are in the book. This is what I'm trying to say. I've heard many times now that all of the autopsy results are out there. We're not going to find out anything new. I do think that there's a bit of Chinese whispers about this autopsy result is going to give us all new information. I'm not expecting anything new, guys. This is just from the research that I've had from a few people now that have said, look, you're not going to learn anything new. So, but you think about it, guys. I was thinking about this. Imagine an alternate reality. Let's imagine. Let's talk about this together while I'm heading back. Imagine all the people from Elvis's past, whether it be the stepbrothers or the cousins or the ex-wife, ex-girlfriends, ex-people that work for him. Imagine if none of them said anything negative about Elvis. How different the world would view Elvis. Seriously, let's go into that world. The people that Elvis trusted and relied on, and he expected loyalty. Imagine if all of those people, I won't name them, only said good things. Andrew, I missed that comment, sorry. So do you understand, guys, an alternate reality where Elvis's close family members and friends and cousins and ex-girlfriends, ex-wife, imagine if they only said good things, how different the world would see Elvis. Do you get me, guys? He wouldn't have this distorted image that calls him this fat junkie. Well, Jamie, I'm learning now that there is no secret information, Jamie. Google it. So do you see my point, guys? Why didn't these people just not say these things for money? Why didn't they just keep things private? Why did Elvis's reputation have to be trashed for over 40 years by the people closest to him? Do you see my point, guys? I'm not saying names now, I can't be bothered. Elvis's image and reputation was ruined by people with big mouths. Do you understand that, Karen? Elvis's image and reputation was ruined by people with big mouths. For money. And that is the shame of it. The people closest to Elvis let him down the most, especially his wife, Priscilla Presley. Could you imagine if any of us died? So Team Elvis, yeah? Imagine if we died, any one of us, and the people that trashes us are our own family members, our own cousins or stepbrothers, uncles, aunties, mum, dad, sister, you name it. Do you get my point, guys? Why is it that Elvis is one of the few celebrities that was trashed by the people closest to him? Priscilla, look, do you know what? I know that Priscilla has done some serious damage and said some disgusting things, and she definitely trashed Elvis and Lisa. She's done some real bad stuff, but it wasn't just Priscilla. It wasn't just Priscilla. This is the thing. This is the problem. There were people other than Priscilla that trashed him. People that were very close to Elvis. He trusted them. Elvis can't defend himself, so these people were up saying exactly what they wanted to about Elvis, knowing that Elvis couldn't defend himself. You think about it. When Elvis died, there was a free-for-all to trash him. And they were making large amounts of money. Some were even saying that he faked his death. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Elvis couldn't believe it. If Elvis looking down from heaven, right, he'd be like, what the hell is going on? All of you people that I gave you a beautiful life, everything you needed, and more. I gave you love, I gave you affection, I gave you understanding, I looked after your families, your wife. Losing signal now, guys. Sorry, guys, we lost signal then. Elizabeth, I missed that comment, yeah? But the thing I'm trying to say, guys, is Elvis literally must be like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, I knew you, I grew up with you. I think the story that Lisa told her book about people close to him stealing stuff from Graceland, yeah, well, that's another story, isn't it? When Elvis died, everyone was grabbing whatever they could from Gracelands. It's just, come on, even me, it's like, I've heard many people say negative things about Elvis and their opinion of him based on all these books. Yeah. And a lot of the books were written by relatives. By an ex-wife, a cousin, a stepbrother. You know? By people that worked for him, by the Memphis Mafia. Elvis didn't even like the people whispering in case it was about him. Hi, Jane. I don't know, you know, we know that Elvis had a beautiful heart inside and out, a very religious man that really bent over backwards to help everybody, especially his close family, especially the people that work for him. Yeah, his own family has trashed him for decades. Nessa, it drives us mad, doesn't it? And then we get told off for defending. This is what makes it all crazy. We get told off for defending. It's like, of course we're going to defend. He can't defend himself. It's frustrating, guys. It's frustrating. I'll never understand it. I will never understand why we are treated as the bad guys. He would be devastated. Karen, he would be devastated. He would be devastated. He wouldn't, I don't think he would believe it. I honestly think, obviously he did have a hint of it with the book Elvis, What Happened, Red West, Sunny West, Dave Hebler, just before he died. So he knew that certain people close to him were turning on him. He did know, but it just got worse. If he didn't like them whispering, it would seem to me that he didn't trust them. Good point, Anna. That's a very good point, Anna. You know what, I put myself in Elvis's shoes in 1977, you know, when he was with Ginger Alden, and he was looking forward to the future, yeah? And I just think, who did he trust around him? Who did he trust? You think about the people that were around. Too young, she was out of her depth. She didn't understand what was going on. She didn't really know what Elvis was taking. She did notice that the Memphis Mafia were up to no good, that people around him were taking advantage of him. They were partying. The people around him were partying. Obviously there was women, there was drugs, cocaine, heroin. You know, everything around Elvis in that last few months was horrific. Horrific. These people were supposed to be looking after him. Remember that, guys. The people around Elvis were supposed to be looking after him. And then he dies. It's obvious there were many reasons why Elvis died. He was being overprescribed. I think he was self-medicating. I think he was addicted. I think there were a lot of side effects to the different things that he was taking. But he was also sick. He was also genuinely sick. So some fans don't want to accept that people like Billy and Stanley have damaged Elvis's image. Look, guys, even I struggle talking about certain family members. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable with it. You know that, guys. You know I don't like to talk about people that were related to Elvis, about the wrongdoing they did, you know, the way that they betrayed him, let him down, trusted him, broke their pledge. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable with it. But what am I supposed to do? Just say nothing? Act like it never happened? Let's all bury our head in the sand and go, everything was okay? It wasn't okay. The things that were done were not okay. So I struggle, guys. So what we have to do is just try and understand why these people did this, and try and forgive. We have to try and forgive. I don't know how, you know. I find, you know, some fans want to just bury their head in the sand and act like it didn't happen. There are many fans that literally act like none of the betrayal happened, but I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them because I run a channel called Defending Elvis, so I sort of have to bring it up. I don't really want to, but I sort of have to. Does that make sense? All right, guys, I'm nearly home now. So we've had a nice 45-minute chat. I'm gonna have some dinner now. I'll probably be back on in the morning. I was hoping to do one more live, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So thanks for joining me. I like showing off my necklace. Look at that, guys. Come on, look at that. How beautiful is that? I'm so lucky. Straight from Gracelands. Team Elvis, you rock. You've been so good to me. Thank you so much. You really made my day with this. It's like, yes. Come on, guys. Now, if I can get back on tonight, I will, but I don't think it's going to happen. Thanks to all of you. Love to all of you. I'm very grateful to Team Elvis. You literally have made my day. Thank you so much.
Have a good look, guys.
Bye, guys. All the best. Love you all. Take care.